Good evening and welcome to Community Conversations. Delighted to have you with us here this evening. Tonight's going to be a little bit different show. When some changes took place here at the station about 6 months ago, we sat down and chatted with you all about our plans for the future. So tonight, Larry Sidelinger, our top dog here at LCTV, and I are going to spend a few minutes telling you about some of the wonderful things that have taken place here at the station in the last 6 months. We're very proud. We think you'll be proud of us when you hear some of the things that have gone on. So, Larry, start with telling folks.
Oh my goodness! The first thing, Marva, I would like to let folks know at home was how lucky I feel to be part of this thing, because this has been one of the most positive experiences that I've encountered in a long, long time in the workplace field. I'm blessed with a lot, like you are, with many great friends. But coming out of a trucking background into a TV, there couldn't be a more 180-degree turn in the road.
Yeah.
But
you say that all the time, and I say managing is managing.
And
you have successfully managed businesses over the years, and you're more than successfully managing this. Take that compliment from me, your board vice president, but you have, and I really think managing is managing. It's not necessarily, not that you know all the technical aspects, but look at the wonderful people we have who do.
Well, Marva, coming from a business background, you're only as good as the team that you can surround yourself with. And I've been truly blessed. I mean, Dave Svens came back into the picture. What a godsend. I mean, I knew nothing. Coming through this door, I knew nothing more than what I'm doing right now, how to sit in this chair and talk to a camera. But I knew nothing about video or audio. I had a sense of how to run a business, and you've got a profit and a loss, and you've got expenses, and payroll and income, and I understood that completely, being in business 48 years. So my first hire was Dave Swens agreed to come back into the fold here. And
lucky.
He really was the saving grace that was allowed. We were able to hire a fellow that was unemployed at the time that had technical skills. He was able to come on for a short period of time. And then later on in the spring, we did some fundraisers. Dave and I and you and all the board, we put together some fundraisers. We were in desperate need of some funds to keep the lights on.
Good Lord, they were about to go off in December.
We weren't far from having them go completely black, but the community came together and we raised enough money to keep the lights on through the winter. We had some fabulous donations from the people in the community, and it was like, wow, this is really good stuff going on here.
Those concerts were a blessing to us, and unfortunately, COVID got right in the way. We had two of the most fabulous and successful.
And calls for them to come back. We want repeat shows.
We had more scheduled.
And sometime, folks, we will do a rerun sometime, Marva. I don't know when. But this spring, we were able to hire a young fella, Tyler Davis, just graduating from film school. Video school, and he stepped in and took over the cable cast part of the scheduling and all that kind of stuff. Just a delight to be around.
Absolutely.
He's kind of quiet, but he's kind of catching on to Dave and I's humor, and we see him smile every now and then. It's like, I'm not sure. I guess those guys are picking on me a little bit. I'm not sure, but and then we was able to hire Jeff Kachakian, who he and his wife Claire we knew from the Pumpkin Fest. Jeff is a huge asset to us on the technical side. He's the one that's keeping all this equipment up, and there's so many folks, unless you've been in the studio and seen how many computers there are, and you're looking at a guy who has no computer skills whatsoever. And I laugh all the time. These guys, you guys make me look good, and they really do, because they keep this place, all the technical skills that it takes, and there's a lot of them.
Absolutely.
And then just recently, Marva, she just was an angel that fell into our lap, and you're gonna interview her, Chocho, Fusan Chodan, her name is. She's a girl from Bhutan. She's doing her master's degree down at Bridgeport University. Lives with Chris Hall and Abby Ingram. Abby was former director here. She's going to do the social media work. That's probably the one aspect of the business right now that needs the most upgrading.
That's our big last hurdle, really.
It is.
To make our presence more positive and frequent on social media, and she'll bring that to us.
And bringing that Facebook and the YouTube, and now she's going to open up an Instagram page, which some of this is stuff pretty foreign to me.
Absolutely.
But the younger age group, that's what they need, and that's what they want to. So,
but yet our population is older in Lincoln County, and that population is still using Facebook. So we're going to try to reach the range of folks with our social media presence through.
Well, my thanks go out to Chris Hall, who called me with this idea of bringing Chocho in as an internship. What better way to serve the young people in the community is if Lincoln County Television can have an internship program here. It's the chicken and the egg. We didn't really have the money to do it. I'm just like you and I, Marva, as the board, we put our faith in the people in the community to help us keep this station on the air, and we just kept saying we're going to do good work and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah.
And my same thing is, we don't have the funds for an internship, but we're going to have one, by golly, and we're going to do it. We're blessed to have such a qualified person to come in.
Goodness.
And
wait till you hear about her.
And folks, next week you're going to hear from Chocho. You'll be really, really delighted. But I'm excited to be part. I've never been part of something like this before, so I'm really excited.
Nor I.
And the board, all the members of the board, Ann and Jack and John and Chris and Holly, everybody on the board is just really excited about being able to do this. And this is tough times to be able to ask money to help support things. But
Absolutely.
I just feel confident that somebody in the community or people in the community will reach out with a few bucks and help defray the cost and help Chocho stay in this community and fulfill this part of her master's degree.
Well, and you really made an important point, and I think it needs to be emphasized. This, to be able to have interns come through here on a regular basis, this is a rich opportunity for a young person just starting out. If you're at a major network station, you're in charge of this or you're in charge of that. If you're thrown in here, you're doing a little bit of everything. And the training and the learning opportunity this would provide for an intern, I think, is really unmatched. We're a positive work environment. You know, we get by, we help each other. And so I'm very excited about having Chocho now and having additional interns in the future. I think it will only make our station a better station, and it will also serve as a wonderful training ground for young people just starting out. So I hope we're able to fund this and continue it into the future. So.
I think we will be able to, Marva. As you know, I have supreme confidence in this community. I think the culture of having an intern on, whether it's a 3-month or a 6-month or 2-month or whatever, certainly brings the exposure of LCTV up into the community.
Absolutely.
And exposes the community to an international student. The internship isn't necessarily an international. I think we're just so super blessed to have an international student of the quality of Chocho that just, she speaks 6 languages. I'm teaching her. Bobby and I are going to teach her a 7th one. That's called Maine East. And by golly, you can get there from here if you try hard enough. So she'll learn a 7th one before the summer's over with here. So, but moving on that, Marva, there's a lot of things that we've done in the community that we're really working hard we've done a lot of the political stuff. It's political season. Hopefully everybody voted.
We had a number of the individual candidates on, and in addition, the station hosted a panel that JW moderated.
We did several of those. We did one with all the candidates for the state legislature, but we also did a forum in Waldeboro with the local candidates.
Oh, that's right. I've forgotten about that.
Yeah, that was very well received. We did a great show over there in Waldeboro about the clam business and what the community and the shellfish and the seeding program. We've done some, as you know, the Lincoln Health Program.
Oh, that
COVID-19, for me personally, that has just been to be kind of like the outsider looking in all the time and being to know the Jim Donovans and Cindy Wades and Dr. Fox and Dr. Russ and all these folks. It's just been
they really appreciated
wonderful.
Us.
They did.
And having the opportunity to get the word out to folks in this kind of scary time, at least scary for me.
Yeah, it was. And when we first started doing that was shortly after we took over the station, and it was really amazing to see on our web page that how many hits we were getting
Right.
2,000 and 3,000 hits every time we ran one of those programs. So that gave me a sense that the community was interested, was watching, and was staying updated. And those numbers still are fairly high for those little 7 or 8 minute informative things. As you and I both know, this COVID is not
Going away.
it's not in our
anytime soon.
rearview mirror by any way, shape, or form. So we're just continuing to do a once a week update as need be, and God forbid we have a surge. But if we do, we'll ramp that up even more. So
But I think by keeping folks informed, every time I see that national map, aren't you proud that you live in Maine?
oh, absolutely.
Here we are, this little yellow box, and then there are a few out in the middle of the country. And I have to think it's a result of our population being respectful. I shared with you the other night walking the dog in town, and on the sidewalks past 3 different people, and when you pass, people would put up their mask. I'm so impressed with the seriousness with which most of our populace is taking all this, and that's what's keeping us yellow up there in the top of the country, thank goodness.
I agree with you, Matt. The leadership at the state level has been amazing. Dr. Shah has been great. Governor Mills has done a fantastic job. As much as a lot of people question some of the moves that she made, as we can't question any leader,
Absolutely.
But I think the proof is in the pudding.
Absolutely.
We haven't had, Massachusetts was right beside us, 100 miles away, and
You're having all the trouble in the world.
All the trouble in the world, and of course they're more populated. But I want to get back to what we've done here in the community, Marva. Bristol, we've done the Bristol Parks and Recreations. What Laura Sargent and Chris and Clyde Pendleton, those guys down in Bristol, is amazing. If you saw that show, that was just so much fun. Dave Swens and I went down and shot a bunch of video, and had a great talk with the folks down there. They just raised a flagpole. Russ Gibbard rebuilt the flagpole. Dave is made a show out of that. And Dan Scotto, as we speak, we've set up to do the town meeting tonight. So,
Well, and look at all that was done with the food. Look what you did. You managed to get a truck to haul food down here.
God, I can't overlook that. Marva, there's been so much going on.
It's unbelievable.
That is sometimes it's hard to remember everything. And that food initiative, fortunately, we had a warehouse we could put the stuff in there. Jeff Payson over Northeast Transport, I called him. He's a longtime friend. Jeff, I need a truck to get 14 pallets. Yup, when? That was it. Yup, when? It was a done deal. Karen Ann Hager and Jessica Brightup have done an amazing job. And backup support, Ricky and Rosie Richards. And I know I'm going to leave somebody out. There's so many.
That's a danger in calling
Charlie
names.
up at Kiev, the Kiev and Lincoln Academy people, and all the crew at the YMCA. It's been amazing. The last count, it was almost 20,000 meals that they've prepared at Kiev. It's thousands. I don't even know what the number is. It's thousands of people that have been fed from this Lincoln County initiative. These girls are just pulling their bootstraps up, and they've got every food pantry in the county now that they're servicing with food. Waldoboro, Julie Kaiser over in Waldoboro, she took that food pantry that was really struggling over there and gave it one darn good shake-in, and she's feeding over 125 families a week over there.
Amazing. She's done a wonderful job in Waldoboro.
It is. I mean, it's 4, 5, 6 pallets a week go over there. It's mind-boggling how much going on, Marva.
But now but mentioning our friend Julie reminds me too. I think we should be really proud of how much more outreach to the local communities we've undertaken. You have reached into, we've been up to Waldoboro a couple
Several times.
Yeah, and now Wiscasset, and we're doing. Our world is getting bigger. Yes, we're doing the town meetings and Denver's gone to the town meetings. Blah blah. We're doing all that.
We're doing town politics.
Yeah, we're doing town politics
for what it is.
But we're also reaching out to the businesses and leaders in the other communities and having a wider breadth of programming in the general Lincoln County area, and I'm really proud of that.
I am too. The Waldoboro Historical Society reached out to us,
right.
and we've sent young Tyler all on his own. and he's gone up there with Gene Lawrence doing the moderation and done 3 or 4 shows up there.
Wow.
They've been shown every week. And
I didn't realize we'd done more than multiple.
We have.
We need to spend more time watching our own TV station.
We have. You know, your community conversation show has done great. The Chamber Chats, we started that. Lisa Hagen.
Been so good because she's featuring local businesses.
That has been.
I love that.
The goal is to bring a local business in every Wednesday night. And Wiscasset saw what we were doing in Damariscotta here. Chip Davison took the bull by the horns over there, and so now every other week we have Damariscotta Chamber, and then we have Wiscasset Chamber. And,
amazing.
Lisa did a great job with NC Hunt and their new sawmill.
With the aerial shots, that was an amazing show.
She did, and I think it was last night, as this runs Thursday night, tonight, I think that Lisa was on with the Mary Barn, Stephanie McSherry down there. We went down and filmed. What a beautiful location that is. She's done some great ones. Chip had the Ames folks over here and for Wiscasset. And so it's been really neat having some of these new shows coming along. You know, I'm sure I've left somebody out. But
you know, I think I'm really excited. Well, I'm excited about all of our new shows. I love mine. But right now in this tough time we're in as a country, to be able to focus on our local businesses, remind people of how lucky we are to have Ames Hardware and NC Hunt, and you know, to take them right in the front door of these businesses, to get to know the management team and what they're doing, and remind them that they're there and to support our local business community during this difficult time. I mean, businesses are closing right and left, so it's critical that we support our local businesses.
I feel it's kind of a mission of LCTV is to do that and to educate people. An NC Hunt story would be a great one. They had a devastating fire. That's an old family of Newcastle that have been in the lumber gravel business for generations. And to have Robbie come in, who is now the leader of the pack, the next generation coming along, did a great job, and we were very blessed. Scott Smith did some aerial photos for us before we got our own drone, and that's the other thing. We can do some aerial photos now here at the station.
We're just better every day.
It does. It does, Marva. So, you know, and we did this little show. We do Talking Town Talk, which I've had a ton of fun with. One of my favorite people in the whole world, Jim Graffam, Hall of Fame coach. I got a chance to sit down and just talk old times with him for an hour, and that was so dear to my heart, and because we go back 30-odd years. And,
well, but don't forget the world-renowned, or at least nationally known, since it's been shown in Phoenix, Was Up. I love Was Up, the show that you and Bobby have hosted for years.
That was so funny. And for the folks at home, I'll just share quickly. My daughter was doing her law degree at Sandra Day O'Connor Law School, Arizona State University, and the professor said to her one morning, shortly after she started, "You have quite an accent. Is that Boston?" And she said, "No, sir, that's Maine." And he said, "That's quite an accent." And she said, "Well, you think I've got an accent? Watch this." And she flipped open her computer and dialed up LCTV and Was Up. And the Was Up was treated to Bobby Weir and Larry Sidelinger and that craziness called Was Up, which is, I don't know, the dumbest show on TV that has the most fun.
It is the most fun. The very idea that we host a show where two people sit and read Lincoln County News out loud is just inconceivable. And it's wonderful because between the two of you, you both know everyone in the community, so it's not just that you're talking about the show, but you're saying, "Oh, well, I remember so-and-so, I went to high school with him." It's a really...
And that's what makes you such a great pitch hitter, because when one of us can't make it, Bobby, if I don't know somebody, Bobby does, and vice versa. So when I can't sit in, you just fill the seat, because of whoever we don't know, you do. So it's great context.
Yeah,
it's
that's a great show, and it's really one of my favorites, I have to admit. So anyway, we just want you guys to know that there's lots going on here, and and how much we appreciate your support and your viewership as we carry on.
People, we put that little donation page button on our web page, and people have responded very nice and very generous with that. And that was an idea that Jeff came up with to put on there. I just want to take a second and say thanks so much to Jeff. It wasn't about the money. He moved here from New Jersey with his lovely bride, and he just said, I want to help. Do whatever we can do, and he did it for a minimal charge, as you know,
Yep.
and he's just been amazing keeping this equipment tip-top. Do we need to make some upgrades? Absolutely. A lot of the equipment in here is very, very ancient. Now we have high-def cameras, which are amazing.
Amazing.
We do have some computer issues that we need to upgrade. It's a technology business, so it's always going to be upgrades, but we've got a handle on it. We now know we have a plan moving forward, what we need to replace every year or every other year. And so I hope our goal in the next 6 months is to continue our production work and continue educating the company, the county, on what's going on at LCTV, and ask the county to use us to get their message out.
Yeah, and we can do that.
We
can
can do
take
that.
a camera crew in and do whatever needs to be done for your local organization.
Yeah,
And-
we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're trying to do it the best we can do it at the local level.
Well, and at the risk of sounding goopy, I mean, there's the tiny handful, not even a handful, of paid staff we have here. Trust us, nobody's getting rich from this. This has become a sort of family with a real commitment to this station and to getting news out to the public. We take a lot of pride in what's going on here now, and everybody who's here working, to have the likes of Jeff and Tyler and Dave and
Now Chocho.
now Chocho. Just wait till you meet Chocho.
Yeah, that's right.
We're very, very fortunate, but it reflects the commitment, I think, that and good management, the commitment that we have to the Lincoln County community.
I think that kind of filters down from the board, Marva. We're kind of a small board, and we have that little care about what each other's doing and what's going on in their lives. I know you just went through a bad time this winter, and coming out the other side, still smiling, and everybody was deeply concerned, and rightfully so. But everybody that's coming to work here or is part of this LCTV community now in the building really cares about what's going on, really cares about trying to put out the best product we can put out, that it's put out on time. We've improved greatly on our scheduling, on what shows are going up, when they're supposed to be going up, and that's a challenge. It's mundane work, but it has to be done.
But I think,
And,
too, the fact that we've got a board now, like we're lucky enough to have Holly from Rennie's. She does Rennie's HR work. Well, she's our advisor
person.
on important HR things. We've got Jack Saunton, who comes from a technology background. He's able to offer some computer advice and equipment advice to us. We've got Ann Pinkham, who is the resident historian of LCTV.
And secretarial part of it.
Yeah.
Boy, when it comes to that, she's got the records.
And so you've put together a board that brings a mix of skills.
Yeah, and we don't want to leave out John Emerson and Chris Doherty,
Who've been around
forever, and they're always there for some history. Which coming into this, like you did, Marva, we didn't know a whole lot what was going on in the past, so we had to be brought up to speed, and we still are from time to time. I mean, there's hardly ever a board meeting goes by that we are not talking about, or we tried that, or we did that, or this happened, or that happened many years ago. Mm-hmm. So that has been a huge plus.
Yeah. Well, and people joining in our celebration of doing better. Look, we just had all this gravel work donated to us, and we deeply appreciate the support we're getting from the community. And doggone it, I just wish those concerts could have continued.
Well, for you at home that are watching, we will do those concerts again. By God, if there's an ounce of strength left in me, we're going to somehow figure out how to do these concerts. This COVID is not going to be around forever. It might be around for a while longer, but we're going to figure it out somehow.
Those were just
so
much fun.
They were just
Goodness,
so
we had
much fun.
people dancing in the aisles and in the front of the theater, and people bought tickets for the whole. We had 4 scheduled, and that just it just disappointed me enormously. But that's what saved us.
It was what saved us, and the fun part about that, not only the audience enjoyed it, the musicians have already called and said, we're on whenever you can do a show again. They want to come back and do it again. So
Oh,
that was
geez,
so
that
much
group,
fun.
they were on.
They were so much fun. So, hey, folks, if you missed it, when you see the tickets up for sale again, you better grab one. And I don't know when that's going to be, but I still have them.
Well, we sold out both.
We did. We sold out both, nearly sold out, just a few seats left, but both those shows, 240 seats.
That band was beyond. I'll never forget. I remember one time I had my back turned because I was back at the door, and the singer started one song. I turned around because I thought I was hearing Mick Jagger.
He was better than Mick. Yeah.
His moves were sure the equivalent.
However, I know we're running short on time here, but I would just like to say to the folks at home and to all the support staff, my board and all the support, thank you so much for supporting LCTV and supporting the work that I've tried to do. It's just been, like I said, the most positive, humbling experience that I've had. Trucking business was a great business. I was in a long time. There's not a lot of, there's not a lot of humbleness in that business. It's a dog eat dog, and this has been a lot of fun. Certainly enjoyed getting to know the people on the board, the folks that have come in here, Dave and Tyler and Jeff, and now Chocho. It has just been amazing. The community support has been great. I just thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. Honest.
Well, and thank you for joining us. I hope you didn't think we were spending a half hour patting ourselves on the back, but I guess we were. We're very proud of what's taken place here at LCTV. We hope you are too. We hope for your continued viewership and your continued support. We're very proud to be doing this. I love my show, love the station, and very, very proud of all the work we're doing. So thank you very much for listening to us tonight, and look forward to your meeting our wonderful Chocho next week for an interview, and you'll get to know her even better. So thank you very much, and good night.